Hello there and welcome to Our Local for Leeds. It's my channel where we talk all things Leeds United. I'm George and welcome along to the channel. Today I'm going to be previewing the away trip at the Hawthorns to take on West Bromwich Albion. These games are coming thick and fast now, aren't they, over the Christmas period. It's a Tuesday evening kickoff, so I'm previewing that one today. But before I do get into that, remember to hit the like button on the video and also subscribe to my channel for more content like this sort of thing. And yeah, that would be much appreciated. So let's get straight into it then. So West Brom then, Leeds fans. It's nearly a year to the day since we last went to the Hawthorns. Of course, it was New Year's Day this year. We went to the Hawthorns. It was a 1-1 draw. Of course, they came up in second place behind us and into the Premier League. So yeah, look, it's West Brom it's going to be a tricky game, this again. I think it's going to be very similar to the Burnley game, where look, they've got Sam Allardyce now, haven't they, in charge. He's going to park the bus. It's going to be they're going to look to get us on the counter attack, which I think they've got players to hurt us on the counter attack. Pereira, I think, is obviously a danger. The likes of Phillips as well is also a danger, and they've got players that can hurt us. But I just see West Brom again. It's sort of negative football, similar to Burnley, just negative football, isn't it? It's park the bus kind of thing. Sam Allardyce plays effective football, but it's not attractive football again. And I'm unsure to why they really let go of Slaven Bilic. He'd done a good job at Bilic. He'd obviously got them promoted. And I think the minds have been made up, you know, even after that great draw they had at Man City. I mean, if we have a look at the last 5 games, the form over the last 5 games, they've lost 3 and they've drawn 2, but the 2 draws they've got are away at the Etihad and away at Anfield. So, you know, two 1-1 draws in that run of games, 3 defeats as well. So, look, it's anti-football, it's Sam Allardyce. Like I say, they're going to look to hit us on the break. It's going to be a tricky match, this. It was a 1-1 draw when we visited them, like I say, when we visited them on New Year's Day this year. And yeah, look, I feel like it's just going to be another slog. The Burnley game was a slog. This game will be a slog. They'll put 10 men behind the ball. They'll soak up our attacks. They'll look to hit us on the break, any set pieces. Like I say, they've got players like Pereira, like Matt Phillips, that can hurt us. You know, on the day, they're a good side. They've got some bit more attacking flair, I feel like, than Burnley do. And it's going to be a different game in that sense, a difficult one to get us grips on the wide men, on the attacking sort of players they have. But generally, I see it as a bit of a championship squad, a bit of a championship side. And I think for me, Sam Allardyce is going to have to do probably the best job he's ever done to keep this team in the Premier League. I mean, like I say, they seem to turn up in against the big sides in the last 5 games, 2 draws against Man City and Liverpool away as well, which is pretty impressive. Obviously, they sacked Slaven Bilic after they drew with Man City. Look, I think we've got enough to break them down. Burnley game, it was a different type of game. We had to win ugly. I feel like this one, as much as I think like West Brom are going to park the bus a little bit, I do think that it's going to be a little bit more of an open match, a bit more of a few more goals going in than the Burnley game, but probably not that many more. Because if you look at our squad as well, our squad is pretty much similar to what it was last season. So it's basically, for me, it's 2 championship squads going up against each other. We're obviously faring a bit better than they are in the Premier League at the moment, with us sitting in 11th place. They're obviously sitting in the relegation zone. Only 8 points, 11 goals only. Look, I mean, that's what I mean. There's so little amount of goals in there, and you look at the squad and you think, who's going to get those goals? You know, Carlin Grant is not really going to get goals in the Premier League, really, is he? Callum Robinson again. I know he's got a couple, but still, they're not sort of Premier League quality players. The players that they added in the summer, again, it was like what was there in their Championship team last season. I mean, whereas I think we've added a little bit more quality in our squad with the likes of Rodrigo, Rafinha, who are obviously Premier League quality players. But by and large, it's the same probably be a similar kind of team that went to West Brom on New Year's Day and got a draw. It was an own goal, wasn't it? That eventually got us back on level terms, and yeah, it was a 1-1 draw. And look, I mean, it's going to be another slog. It's going to be a game, but where it's going to be tight. Like I said, I think there will be a few more goals than there were against Burnley in that Burnley game, but I still think it'll be a tight game. And I think that Burnley game, we were still a bit wary, weren't we? Obviously, we'd been battered by Man United the previous game. There's nerves about. We did look nervous at times in that match. Whereas I think we've just got a players' own game here. We know what West Brom are. We know about West Brom. We played them twice last season. It's not a new team to come up against. All right, they've changed the manager and might be a bit more solid in the defence. But I just think we will have enough for these. I feel like we will. I feel like we're going to win. I feel like. We'll just have a bit too much for them going forward. We look tighter defensively. Obviously, got the clean sheet against Burnley. And going with a back three, it was a good idea. Again, if you look at West Brom, they're probably going to bring a 4-4-2, aren't they? With Sam Allardyce coming in now. So it's a similar sort of system we're going to come up against as we did against Burnley. Will he play the three again at the back? Phillips, Strauch, and Ayling. Obviously, Llorente's coming back. I imagine. Obviously, Cooper's going to still be injured. Llorente will be vying for a spot, but I don't think he'll get that. I don't see any reason why Bielsa would change the side from the win against Burnley. So, yeah, look, the last time we played them actually in the Premier League at the Hawthorns, we won 3-1. It was back in August 2002. So, quite a long time ago, 18 years or so. So, look, it was a long time ago. That one, obviously, we've met them plenty of times in the Championship since then. Obviously, like I say, nearly a year to the day since we played them at the Hawthorns. We go there again it'll be the 29th, isn't it, of December. So, just a few days shy of a year where we went there and got that draw, which was a good point, but I feel like we need to win this one. We need to keep some momentum. It would be the first time we've won back-to-back games since September, so it would be nice to do that. I feel like the pressure is a little bit off us, having won that Burnley game. If we didn't get a win in the Burnley game, I believe it would have been like this would be a must-win game. I feel it is a must-win game just simply because we don't really want to be in and around the relegation zone. It's a chance to pull away again from West Brom, who, like I say, currently sit on 8 points. We're obviously on 20, so there's a bit of a gap there, but it would just be nice to open up that gap from us to the relegation zone, and then we can look forward up the table instead of, looking at who's behind us. But yeah, I feel quite confident that we'll go there and we'll get something. They do offer a similar kind of opponent to Burnley, like I say. And it wouldn't be the case that if Bilic was still there, I think Bilic would play a bit more attacking football, a bit more exciting football maybe. I know he was working again with mainly the Championship squad that he came up with. But I just feel like he played a little bit more exciting football maybe than Allardyce does. I mean, Allardyce, it's another prehistoric dinosaur kind of tactics, isn't it? Like I keep saying, it's similar to Burnley. And these two games back to back, if we get 6 points, like I said in the review of the Burnley game, we're in dreamland really. there, because it's two teams who are in and around us, or teams that we want to get away from. So it would be another important 3 points. Obviously going into Spurs, on the weekend. That's going to be a really tricky fixture, but if we come into that game off the back of 2 wins against teams in and around us, it'll be a massive confidence booster. But like I said, I don't think he'll go with any changes. There's no real need to swap it that much. I thought we were poor attacking wise against Burnley, but I think we'll get more chances against this West Brom side. So let's wait and see. But anyway, thanks a lot for joining me. My prediction is going to be West Brom 1, Leeds United 2. So I think we'll just edge it past them. I think we'll just have enough to beat West Brom in this one. Let me know, of course, in the comments what you're thinking of the game, before the game, what your thoughts, of course, were on the Burnley win, and all that kind of thing. Score predictions, what do you think it's going to be? But thanks, like I say, for joining me, marching on together, and I will see you on the